What's up everyone and welcome to Ola Testing. Today I'm trying out the Amplitude Tonex Pedal. A couple of months back, Amplitude announced their own capturing thingamabob called Tonex, basically launching with this little reamp or capturing box together with the Tonex app. This Tonex capturing device is basically an audio interface that has the right type of outputs and inputs for doing a reamp session basically, but in this case for Amplitude we're capturing a rig, for instance, a full rig, a distortion pedal, or just a head. For instance, I captured Mesa Boogie Badlander in my last video using this. This capturing device is not needed if you have an audio interface that features, ins and outputs. But a lot of audio interfaces doesn't have the dedicated outputs, like reamp outputs, like this would have. But the Apogee Ensemble that I have has this. In theory, you don't need this capturing device. In theory, you don't even need to capture anything at all, because all of this and all the captures that everyone in the world has been capturing, all the amplifiers, are in the Tonex app on your computer. So you can access all of the other captures that's on there without even, a need to capture anything yourself. In this video, I'm trying out the Amplitude Tonex Pedal, and this device makes it so that you can load in these captures into a pedal format and put it on your pedal board. Yes, this is awesome, okay? I'm doing something similar with this, with the Quad Cortex, for instance, where I have a capture of an Englund preamp that I'm using live, for instance, and that's a big unit like this. It's an expensive unit as well. This is €399. So is it a straight competitor to other capturing devices like the Quad Cortex and the Kemper? That's what we're gonna find out in this video. So I have already prepared a capture. I captured this full rig right here. This is a Friedman JJ Jr., the Jerry Cantrell signature amplifier from Friedman. It's a sick-ass amplifier. With this Mesa Boogie Oversize and this SE Voodoo microphone right there. I already made a capture in before this video. It's online for you to download right now if you have the Tonex app. You can try it out yourself. It's under, look at this, that's my icon right there. It's called Ola's JJ Jr. And it sounds like this. And right now I'm actually not using the plugin, I'm using the pedal. My guitar goes into this overdrive and into this and then into the audio interface, and that's what you're listening to. Sounds pretty convincing, am I right? Comparing this to like a Quad Cortex, which is like the full flagship of multi-effects, where, you're running shit back and forth and you have, all the delays, and you can have 3 different paths or you can have 4 single paths going in and out, and you can be 3 or 4 instruments using one Quad Cortex. It's a lot, it's covering a lot. This unit right here is covering less. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's covering less in a smaller format. It doesn't have the touch screen, but in this case, it's not a multi-effects. You don't really need a touchscreen. I mean, you can edit all of this in the app right here, which you will want to do on a Quad Cortex anyways, because sitting on a touchscreen, it's nice and all, and it's easy. You can do on the fly and on stage and whatnot. But at the end of the day, if I'm sitting here and I'm gonna, dial in my live tone, I would love to use a computer anyways, just for the, simple and ease of use. With the Tonex app, you can sit here and change your sound and build your preset like this, and then load it in to the Tonex pedal. However, you are a little bit limited to what you can do with this. You have a noise gate, that's a good thing. Noise gate is good. You have a pre-compressor or a post-compressor if you want. Then you have the amplifier, as you can see. Oh shit, there it is. Good. And you can switch cabinets and all of that. Then you also have reverb. Yeah, but that's it. You don't get any delays, no modulation effects. You have some post EQ things, and that's it basically. So pretty standard. But if all you use is reverb live, then there you go. Not a lot of people use all these incredible algorithms and delays and ping pongs and all that. A lot of people are very simple, okay? So in that sense, compared to a Kemper and a Quad Cortex, it doesn't really deliver that much, but it does provide the most important part of a guitar sound, in my opinion, and that's definitely like the amplifier and the cabinet tone. So in that sense, the Tonex is more like an additional pedal on a pedal board where you add more pedals to it. So in my case, I would probably add a delay pedal, an overdrive pedal, maybe a wah, and that's it basically. And that will basically cover most of what I need for a live gig, for instance. Since the JJ Freeman is an incredibly chuggy amplifier, but it needs a little bit of help if you want to, you know, gent out completely. I brought out the 433 pedal, and I have it connected to the Tonex pedal. I just want to hear how it reacts. If it reacts the same as if I would go with the 433 direct into the amplifier. So here's the tone. And this includes the cabinet and microphone, okay? Let's engage the 433 pedal. Since the noise gate is now after the overdrive, I will need to engage that a little bit. I can do this on the pedal. It's very straightforward. You have gain, bass, middle, treble, and volume, and then you have an alternate mode, which is reverb, compressor, noise gate, presence, and depth. So let's engage the, see if I can adjust the noise gate a little bit. See how easy that was? And then you can adjust the reverb as well. Compressor, oh shit. So, all in all, pretty simple to just navigate if you just want to do some quick changes. However, I would still use the app to make all the changes. So how do I move around presets on this thing? Well, that's what you have the app for. You have the librarian part of the app where you have access to all the different banks on this thing. Obviously, you have, you know, 3 buttons. If you press these 2 at the same time, you go a bank up. These 2 at the same time, you go bank down. And then there's basically A, B, and C. Right here you can see I have Olas JJ Jr. on over here. I also downloaded my old Star Singer tone. No, that's oh yeah, that's the fun part. I found that a lot of people that have made Ola presets on the Tonex. On this one I have, let me see, I'll see, now I'm on bank 1, so go down 1 bank. There you go, Olas Jr. And here, this is the Badlander tone I made for my previous video, by the way. I wanted to keep this demo a little shorter because there's already a fair bunch of Tonex videos out there. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the unit itself. In terms of the capturing, which, you know, it's very important. How well does it capture something, and does it sound the same, and how's the response? I do think it captures really well. Is it better than the Quad Cortex and the Kempers? I don't think so. I don't think it sounds as good. All right, so now you listen to my capture of the JJ Jr. Amplifier and rig right here. And it does sound good. However, we're only listening to the capture and not the real thing. So right now I'm gonna switch between the two. And by doing so, you will be able to listen to the captured tone versus the real amplifier. And it will show if it's close enough capturing it. So I have the capture right here. Okay, real amplifier. The biggest difference for me, like the cabinet impulse response and the EQ of the cabinet, that's all spot on in my opinion. However, you lose a little bit of dynamics in the capture. There's a lot more dynamics in the real amplifier. And also, you get a little bit more push when you connect straight into an amplifier. And obviously the response is going to be different because it's, you know, you're going analog into the amplifier, and, you know, the initial attack will be more instant than going into something that's digital and has a, you know, AD and DA converters in it. So in that sense, there is obviously a difference. Does the ToneX do a better job than the Quad Cortex and the Kempers? No, I don't think it does. However, it does it good enough, and for the price, it's a serious contender. And you can't deny that. I mean, a Quad Cortex unit and a Kemper, they're like 2,000 euros nowadays, man. This is 400 euros, and it's smaller. And if you don't need the extra delays and all the extra multi-effect parts of it, and you just want to have an amplifier tone, something to replace your amplifier, but you still like to have pedals, you can't deny you're getting a lot for your money right there. And even though the user interface is confusing, there's so many captures on there, on the ToneNet that you can download and use for yourself. You can load in your own impulse responses as well. So even if you're not happy with, you know, a cabinet setup, you can load in your favorite impulse responses, and you're basically good to go. And to me, it feels a little bit more safe to invest in something like this than in a Quad Cortex. I mean, 2,000 euros is going to set you back, man. That's a lot of money. $399, not as much. You know, and if you already have a couple of pedals, I think it's a great pedal board unit, you know, for your complete rig right there. So there you go. That's the ToneX Pedal for you right there. If you enjoyed this video, maybe consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.